with every step he takes on his treadmill.
Got both hands on the pillar, side to side.
Every movement to regain his strength and flexibility.
Awesome. Switch.
Greg Reed is fueled by gratitude.
Oh my God, I feel blessed. I'm amazed by it.
On June 13th, 2020, Reed suffered catastrophic injuries here on Mars Evans City Road when an SUV collided with the accomplished triathlete from Gibsonia.
I was on a bike ride, a ride that I've done several hundred times.
Greg has no memory of that day. Photos and medical reports detail his 23 broken bones, the multiple injuries to his internal organs, and the loss of his eyesight. For the first 9 days in the hospital, it was minute by minute. Doctors didn't know if Greg would live or die. They call his survival miraculous, as Greg pushed through physical pain, not knowing if he'd ever walk again.
When I first came out of the hospital and then home, and not even being able to get out of a hospital bed, not even being able to stand.
The emotional pain, indescribable.
So mentally, yes, this was very traumatic.
Through hard work, he slowly, steadily has improved, getting stronger. 3 motivational phrases on his brain and on his lips.
Don't stop believing, Greg. Never give up, Greg. And as you were before this happened, always continue to be strong.
Watching him work out in his basement gym and guided by certified personal trainer April Bumbaugh, you would never know how close Greg came to dying and how running is so important to him living. He credits April, who is also a run coach, for getting him back into form.
Leaning forward, picking my feet up, getting my knees up a little bit. And this feels like right now, slow, but this feels like I'm really running outside.
Nearly 5 years since the crash that stole so much, Greg says it's time to publicly share his story.
I think it's important to talk now because, quite honestly, of the progress I've been making.
That progress has Greg taking it to the streets. A small string connected to April, using her experience and degree in rehabilitative sciences to help Greg pick up the pace. Moving from shuffling his feet to visualizing a hopping movement.
When we first started out, his fast interval pace would be somewhere like around a 2.1, and now his fast interval pace is around like a 4.5 to 5. So an incredible increase in his speed.
April impressed with Greg's courage and nonstop drive to exceed goals.
Greg might have lost a couple of things, one being his vision, but I don't think he's lost the ability to visualize what he wants to do in life and the way that he wants to live it. So I think that's an important message.
Part of that message, returning to the sport he loves, hasn't been easy without his eyes.
I will say, honestly, it was a little bit scary because you don't know where you're at. You got to depend completely on your guide, and I have wonderful guides, thank goodness.
In addition to April, his friends Matt Meehan and Don Polito are also tethered to Greg every time he runs.
But when you start, you're thinking to yourself, are we close to the edge of the road? Am I going to take a step off the berm and fall into the woods? What if a pothole comes up and I step in the pothole? Am I going to trip over and fall on my face?
Gaining confidence with walks around his neighborhood, interval training at North Park, and his at-home cross training, Greg is back competing in 5K races. Crossing the finish line this past Christmas Eve was Greg's second race in his recovery, with his brother Ken leading the way.
My brother was running ahead of us and we could hear him. Could you please move to the side? There is a blind runner behind you. Give him some room.
And tethered to his son John, a professional triathlete, Greg shaved off 8 minutes from his first race time.
So I'm getting so much closer to what used to be a regular running speed for me. Yeah. And that has me highly motivated.
A renowned engineering professor at Pitt and an expert on the energy grid, Greg has no time to be bitter, using his energy to get better. His internal power grid engineering his improvement, energizing his workouts, supported by his devoted family.
And this is where you do your yoga right here?
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're stepping on it?
Mm-hmm.
Led by his wife Chantal and their 3 children, John, Caitlin, and Coco.
And so without Chantal, who is my beautiful, loving, amazing wife, my rock, my stability, my love. Without her and her continued efforts for everything, I would not have been able to get back to where I am today.
The professor of power using his recovery to teach daily lessons of resiliency.
I have a new cross to carry, and I am trying to carry it as well as I can.
This man has so much energy. Next, Greg wants to run a half marathon. He's also exploring 2 high-tech procedures, including a retinal implant that creates artificial vision. Described as a bionic eye, doctors hope this will allow people like Greg, who are visually impaired, to see shapes and pixelated images. We will continue to tell stories about Greg and follow his progress. Just an amazing man.